Welcome to Brawl Street, the only virtual trading app that allows you to win real money. You will compete against your friends and other players within your game that are at your level. And most importantly, you can win money even when the stock market is having a bad day. So let's get started and I'll show you what you want to do so you don't miss out. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is sign up. So we're going to create an account. You're going to put in your email address here. And then you're going to select your date of birth. And if you look above the word Sunday, you'll see the year selector. And hit OK. Select your country. Select your state. Let's just know where, so we know where people are playing from. You're going to create a username. And you're going to create a password. I usually hit the I button on my password just to make sure I don't have a typo in there. This is also where you would enter your referral code if you see at the bottom here. And I'm going to hit sign up. And so now what I'm going to have to do is go to my email to activate my account. So I pull up my email and I click on that and it activates my account for me. So I go back to login. I'm going to type in my email address here. And I'm going to type in my password. We'll hit login and it takes you to the screen. So at the bottom, you'll see several icons: My Games, Open Games, Watch List, Notification, and more. And so what we're going to do before we do anything is we're going to go to the More button and we're going to fund our account. So we're going to add money to our account and we're also going to make some friend requests. So we'd go to the wallet at the top, select that. Currently, we don't have any credit cards entered or anything like that, so we want to do that. We're going to add funds, and we're going to add a new payment method, and we're going to click on the debit credit card. So we're going to enter in the number. This is the number that we'll be using for testing this week. It's a fake credit card number. And the expiration is going to be 11/23, and the CVV is 123. Then then you can just enter in your name. And we put our zip code in there. And we hit save. And so it's going to process that information for us. And so now we see our credit card up there. And where it says deposit amount, we enter in the amount we're going to deposit. We're going to put in $500. And you hit continue. And then we're going to hit confirm and add at the bottom. And so now it's confirmed our transaction. So we go back to our wallet. Okay. So now we can see that we've added money. We have $500 in our account. The next thing I want you guys to do is add friends. So go to the more button at the bottom right. You're going to click friends. And now at the plus sign at the top right, you're going to just click the initial of friends that you want to add. So for instance, I'm going to add Don here. He's the one all the way at the bottom. And I click on his name and it's going to ask if I want to invite him. So I say, yes, I want to add him as a friend. And what happens when I add him as a friend is it's going to give a friend request to him on his account. And so he's going to see that notification that he'll need to approve your friend request. We'll add one more here. And so we'll add Doc G and add as friend. And it says okay. So now again, once you've added them as a friend, it's going to show up as a notification to them. So the notification icon at the bottom, when they click that, it'll have a red dot which will tell them there's a notification. So there would be a friend request right here under notifications, and they would click on accept friend request, and now you will be able to communicate with that person back and forth and add them to the games that you play. If you don't see that, you just need to again go to the more button, click friends, and add your friends. So as we're testing this week, what I would like to happen is for the team members that are in the game are going to make sure that they friend request each other so they can see each other on the game. And I'll have the team leaders be the ones that actually create the games. Anybody can create a game that joins Brawl Street, but at least to keep it kind of organized for right now, I'd have the team leader create the game, and then the team leader and their players would all be able to play together within the game. And just again, make sure you invite friends so that you can see the notifications, accept them, and then when you create your game, you'll be able to see each other. So now at this point, I've friend requested a couple people. I would go to my games, and I'm going to add a new game. So I hit the plus sign at the top right, and it's going to confirm my location, and I'm going to give a name to my game. So we'll just call it Missouri Payday. Oops, there's a typo. Okay. And then I'll select the type of game I want, whether I want a 50-50, 20-80, or top 10. The 50-50 means the top 50% of players in the game will win, the bottom 50% will not. And the 20-80, the top 20% are going to win, so they're going to split the pot. And then the top 10, it's going to be the top 10 finishers within the game are going to split the pot. We're going to make an entry fee for this game of $50. And remember, we added our money to our wallet before we played, or before we started playing. You select the date that you want to play. You select the time that you want to play. So let's say we want to adjust our time. This is our clock here, and so we can adjust the time to whenever we want. And let's say we don't want it to start till like 8:50 or 8:55. We just drag that to wherever we want it. Hit OK. So now that's our start time of our game. The duration of the game, you can set it to be whatever you want. We'll say 3 days. So I put a 3 there. And actually, for what you guys are doing, since you want to just test it, let's go with like 6 hours. So that way you'll need to play a new game every day. And then under the player level, it's going to go from newbie all the way up to big boss. Those are the different levels. The player level that you choose on here will determine who you can play against. So if you pick big boss, then you're going to be playing against very competitive players. So I would, at least for testing this week, I'd probably not go much higher than an advisor. And then we can make our game public or private. If we choose public, everybody can see it as long as they're at the advisor level or less. If we choose private, then only people that you've sent a friend request to will be able to see it. So I'm going to hit public, and then I'm going to hit create game. It's going to take me to the confirmation screen, which is going to show me the details of what I just entered. And then I'm going to hit continue. Okay. Now at this point, I can add friends to my game. So I'm going to invite friends. And if I had anybody in my group that I had previously requested the friend request on had accepted it, then I should be able to see them here. So I go to search, type in the first letter, and you'll see anybody that's accepted your friend request. So I just started this account, so I don't have any friends that have actually accepted my request. But again, I would just type in the first letter, and this is where they would show up. For now, we're going to hit skip on the top right. And my game has been created successfully. Someone hit done. So I go back to this screen, and if I hit upcoming, it will show my upcoming game called Missouri Payday. If I want to see active games, so if I were in 3 or 4 games already, it would show my active games here. So these would be the actual games that I'm involved in right now. And again, this is upcoming games. One other feature I'll show you at the bottom is your watch list. So if you go to your watch list, and this is going to be in a test mode this week, so there's not going to be all the stocks on there, but we will see about this many stocks. And so, for instance, if I want to add Apple, I hit the add button, and it's going to add it to my watch list, and I'll add GE, add that to my watch list, and let's see, we'll add JP Morgan, and add that to the watch list. So now, if I go back and I look at my watch list specifically, I can see that those 3 stocks are on there. So I'm able to see my watch list at any point. Okay, so this is a starting point, guys. Again, this is just to get you started with the games. Once you play the games, you'll go through the different screens, which are fairly self-explanatory. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. But I think this is a very good starting point. And again, enjoy the game. It's a lot of fun. It's called Brawl Street. This is something we're going to be launching in the next month or two, but we do need to do some testing on it. And so I appreciate all your valuable time in going through this with us. And if you can leave all your feedback on the Excel document, which I will send you a link to as well through your email. I will be setting up your accounts today. If you have an iPhone, you're going to get access to something that's called Test Flight. And if you have a Android, you will just need to download the app. I'm sorry, not download the app. You'll do a download off your email, and then it'll put the app on here for you. Once everything is launched and everything is done, you'll be able to access the actual app off the App Store, so you won't have to download anything, but that's just for testing purposes right now. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy playing Brawl Street, and I hope to get lots of valuable feedback from you all. Thank you. Bye.